Yes, Geezer Specie here. It's almost the end of the season, but not the end of the fun decks. This is a Scoia'tael deck, which I've been avoiding a little bit because it's probably the weakest faction, but this is a really fun and interesting take on Scoia'tael. It's using Vanadane. We have played decks like this in the past, where we're going to put Waylays. Basically, we start with two... Okay, let me start again. Yes, Geezer Specie here. Vanadane today, and I really do love this deck a lot. We can get like 6 or 7 or 8 Waylays, I'm not sure of the exact amount, and it's all because of Vanadane. We start with 2 Waylays in our deck, which we're going to be trying to put to the bottom of the deck with our Curse Scroll, but also our Vanadane. So that's just like one thing to note with this deck. You want to put your Waylays to the bottom, so you actually want to have Waylays in your hand when you Vanadane, if that makes sense, because you're going to put them to the bottom. So use Vanadane in round 1, which then means you're going to have 4 Waylays in your deck if you don't play any of these. Previously, you would play them and then you would Alyssa these back. We're not actually playing Alyssa in this one though, and that's a big reason for that is Feign Death would be a card you used before, where you'd get a Waylay and then you'd play Sorceresses to get another one and then you'd like Alyssa them back. But Feign Death is just bad when you compare it to Saskia now, so we're actually not playing Alyssa, so we want to not play the Waylays. So what we can do is we can use Vanadane, and ideally we're going to put these other Waylays, as I say, to the bottom of our deck, because we might snowdrop and stuff like that later, and that means we just can't brick, and that means we can Simless into like 6 or 7 Waylays. Okay, so with Vanadane round 1, happy days. We can then maybe Curse Scroll some of these Waylays down later, just try and get a pass before having to play them. We don't want to use Snowdrop though. We want to use Snowdrop in round 3 ideally, because what we're going to do later on is in round 2 or round 3 we're going to renew the Vanadane. Hopefully you are able to keep some of the Waylays in your hand, and then you can put the other Waylays to the bottom of your deck to replace them with more Waylays, right? And then you would Snowdrop to shuffle the 2 Waylays away and draw 2 cards which aren't Waylays ideally. And also note you don't want to draw Milver, so what you might want to do is use a Leader Charge just before you Snowdrop, just to get the Milver out, and then before you return it to the deck, you would then Snowdrop and then you would return it to the deck. So yeah, that's the combo, and then obviously you're going to Simless into a bunch of Waylays. We've got Gord as a finisher. Gord is really, really lackluster until you Simless the Waylay, so you might want to consider like trying to add like a couple of extra special cards into this deck, but it's quite difficult to fit. Serpent Trap is definitely one card, the main card you could remove, but I just find this card to be really, really efficient with Milver, dealing with stuff like Defenders. We don't play Purifier or anything like that, and I've just found this card to be really, really great, actually. I'm honestly even tempted to play Hattori for a second one. I just think Serpent Trap is pretty insane with Milver. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that. We've got Saskia with just all the movement package, with Sentries, the Cat Witches, the Matrons. We've got a Mercenary. You could also try a Pyrotech, to be fair. Like, it actually might be slightly better, as it will just offer you like a little bit of extra control, but I do prefer the Mercenary, because that's going to be 3 points more after you pass with Saskia. It's just like a big difference. So I prefer Mercenary personally. We've got the Bombs with Maddock, as well as the Milver with the Leader, and then we've also got the Saboteur, which works really nicely with Milver. The reason we've gone Guerrilla Tactics with Milver is because it just gives us a little bit of control while we can focus on developing our engines like Sentries to win round 1 and round 2. Yeah, also you can obviously use it to line up Waylays. So yeah, this is the deck. Hope you guys enjoy it, and see you soon, I guess. Okay, so yeah, the mulligans in this deck, super important. You can see I've got both Waylays in hand, which might look bad, but that's good. We want to keep them in hand, because we're going to play the Vanadane in round 1. So we sort of Curse Scroll, where we want to put... I could have kept the Mercenary to put it at the bottom of the deck, basically. But it does also just mean I can take another mulligan. So maybe we just lose a bomb. I could play Saskia round 1, but ideally I would just play Vanadane round 1 and then try and get a pass. Let's try this. Obviously they could like rule the crew or something, but it's pretty unlikely. How's Don't Like? Good so far, mate. Yeah, we're going to be playing a lot more. So I think we can just go for the flip of the trap here. That's pretty nice value. And again, I should have had like this Mercenary, for example, like a potential brick card later. I should have kept in hand. So I guess we put the Anira in hand, and then we probably just bottom deck a Matron. Yeah, we're going to play the Vanadane round 1. We're pretty much just looking to get a pass off here. So what Vanadane does is it does put the waylays to the bottom of the deck, which means when we snowdrop later on, we can't get cucked, basically. So we could front row the sentry. Gives us a little bit of extra value off the guerrilla tactics. We're really just looking to get a pass here. So I'm quite happy with this pass. We got our Vanadane through. We didn't lose on even. We keep the Saskia. So then we've got Saskia and Vanadane to defend the bleed. Obviously we've got Renew as well soon. The other thing you could try and do with this deck is you could attempt to play Roar Decree instead of the Serpent Trap. But I do like this card a lot. Like, Roar Decree would just give you that little bit of extra flexibility that you sometimes do need. There's like some key cards. But when you play cards like Snowdrop and, you know, that sort of stuff, it feels pretty bad to be investing so many provisions. They actually have to go Gord as their only unit, which is pretty insane. Or Bribery is their only unit. So there's no Diplomacies, that would mean as well. And we're going to keep the Waylays in hand because, again, we're planning on... I'm going to mulligan the Cat Witch, honestly, and mulligan this. We're planning on going Renew for Vanadane, right? To put these to the bottom, and then we can Snowdrop, and then we're not going to risk bricking into any more of the Waylays because they're all going to be at the bottom of the deck. Obviously, you want to thin the Madoc as well, which I could have bricked there, so I got a little bit lucky. So making a bomb is going to deal 4 + 5 from Milva. It's just going to cuck our Milva. Ideally, we renew in round 3 because like Vanadane on the board is like really significant when you do the Waylay stuff. But also, like in this matchup, we're expecting it just to get answered. So quite possible they might play Amnesty, right, for the Madoc. Would be unfortunate. I mean, Invo's not as bad, really. Just take the bomb and be uninteractive. We have a bit of a decision if they pass. If we go for the Vanadane or not. Masquerade Ball, really? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. We go for Saskia here then. And kill the Dame with Leader. Masquerade Ball? Alright. I've been thinking about playing some Masquerade Ball myself actually, but I haven't gone for it just yet. I'm going to take the Vanadane as well here. The risk is I'm playing it in the front row, which means it dies to Assassination. But I'm not really planning on playing the Waylays this round anyway. I just don't want to go for the Making a Bomb because Milva's going to be milled. They're not even ahead by much, are they? So we could Snowdrop the Waylays away here. Ah, this is where we could hit Milva. So this is an example of what I touched on earlier. Where I probably should have used my Leader first, right? Should have used Leader on the Bangs to avoid breaking the Milva accidentally. Okay, so they steal the Cat Witcher. But yeah, I'm using the Making a Bomb at that moment so I don't accidentally in the Milva. We're going to go for the Cat Witcher because the other Witches I don't particularly want to hit. And go for the Elf in the front row maybe if this dies. We'd love to find the Matron next, which just guarantees. Now, I do have the option here of like using a Leader if it gets me ahead. So I've got 1, 3, 4. Wait, let me do my maths again. This is 4, 6, 10, 11, 15. It's not enough by 1, I think, right? I believe it's not enough by 1. I could be wrong. I just do this, right? Just don't return the milver and it's enough. Yes. Okay, cool. I just don't return the milver, it's enough, guys. Let's go. Hey, James. I saw you talking about Beast SK. I'm kind of tempted to try something like that myself, actually. So obviously, we just want to mulligan waylays. That's the priority here. There's only one more waylay brick. There's nothing I'm looking for, though, so let's keep the hand. I guess we play this. Pretty nice, actually, for us. Obviously, I have no matter because I invoed it. Bruh. And yeah, we have to Simless before our gourd, pretty much. We could wait on the gourd, sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points on gourd to go for the early waylay. I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I have 18 removal. Well, I don't. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's like perfect, right? Not even wasting any waylays here. Let's go. And we still have our big fat gourd. But yeah, as you can see, if we can get the Vanadane through in round 1 quite quickly, it does go a long way. I don't think they ever have double poison. So I'm just going to slam this now. Try and get an extra point on the Scoia'tael. Bruh. Probably shouldn't have done that seeing as they knew I had it. Imagine if I actually lose. They didn't have it, right? It's impossible. I think maybe it wasn't. I think I still beat double poisons. I should have just slowed down a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, we've like got a half decent score, but we have been climbing with it. To like, we want to put 3 bad cards to the bottom of the deck. I've put Gourd to the bottom before and then never drew it, so let's not do that. Like, I think putting Matron or Cat Witcher is fine, or this to the bottom is all fine. It's a lot of bombs. Maybe we just want to get rid of a bomb. And again, we can take risky mulligans. I guess Cat Witch is a good mulligan because this is a pretty stinky opening hand, I have to say. Not really sure I want a Vanadane like any of these cards away, you know what I mean? We could still go for the Vanadane, but we can't actually Curse Scroll straight away anyway. I guess I'll just go for the Sentry in the back row as I have Matron, Cat Witcher in hand. We're going to put a Nero in hand as well, so maybe we just try and win round 1 here. Probably blue, mate. Probably. I like pink as well, to be fair. Pink is an underrated colour. Let's put a Nero in hand and bottom deck the Cat Witcher, I think, because it's our best target off Saskia. We'd rather have these in hand, right? Invo on Madoc, it's no worries. So if we're making a bomb, it's perfect, right, for Milvo. We'd love to win the round, of course. But yeah, I'm not going to want to... I guess I could Vanadane Serpent Trap to the bomb. It's probably not particularly good in this matchup. I'd still like to win the round. Can definitely bottom deck this as well now, right? But I don't want to bottom deck any of these other cards. So Vanadane's no longer an option. But taking that 8-point Serpent Trap seems worth it. I'm not sure it's getting any better. We can still use leader charges and stuff as well, right? Quite risky here because I don't exactly have very smooth plays. I'm just hoping we get a pass, but I'm only like 6 points ahead, right? It's pretty scuffed. I think I misplayed this, right? I think this was just a misplay from myself. Now I'm getting forced out Saskia. This is just really bad from me, mate. I can't bottom deck to it. Oh god, I've had a stinker, chat. This is not good play from myself. Yo, Dr. Flexo, thanks so much for the sub, man. I'm very sad of how I've played this. Very sad indeed. Well, not jump Saskia earlier. I mean, because I was going to Vanadane, but then I decided not to. I got too confident. When I saw that 8-point Calvate on Serpent Trap, I kind of cucked myself because I was going to bottom deck Serpent Trap. You really want to Vanadane in round 1 and then Saskia round 2. How's Polish running going? Yeah, not very well, mate. I was listening to some Polish thing yesterday, though. But this is poor play for myself, unfortunately. Very poor. I have to pretty much pass here as well. Come on, kill this. Not the Saskia! Okay. I'll take it. So what, it's going to be the mercenary at the moment or the matron? Okay, well this went well. Battle of the noob. So we need some bad cards. Waylay, yes. I mean, we could keep this as well. It's just a card to bottom deck, but that's also good. Yeah, using a Nero in round 1 is really bad in this deck as well. He was trying to snipe the Saskia. So Madik is in hand right now as well, right? They played Calvate, so it's just golds.
The Scoia'tael must the woods abandon. Join us instead and defend the valley.
Okay, looking for Gord. Gord is the main card we're looking for in fairness. We obviously still have Snowdrop as well. We're going to keep these in hand. No Gord as of yet.
This is our land, Dwan. You're not welcome here.
This actually might be the best Scoia'tael deck, Kuna. Unironically, it could be. It's probably worse than Have I been to the gym? Yeah, I went yesterday actually. I only cycled yesterday though, mate. But yeah. So I've been 3 times in 7, maybe 8 days. I didn't go today.
The mysteries of this world, boundless they are. You'll never get my rhyme.
Nice. Okay, I forgot to do the whole like thin the Milver thing before snow dropping, right? Oh, nice. Oh, not nice.
You are no lunatic.
Here we go.
I'll do so sword in hand.
Guess I could have leader charged once more. I could have done a better job of this, right? I could have done a much better job of setting up the waylay. If I leader charged first, I'd have had 3 extra points. It's not... It's a pretty big deal. Also, like, the Saboteur was looking pretty hot. I wanted to get the Milver back, though, right? I'm wanting to get the Milver back, which I still can't quite do. It's actually the second gold of the game.
Below, Ithilien!
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it does 4 damage. It's a 6. I would need the Milver.
Style. That's right. I like fighting with style.
It should be a win, I think.
The Empire will be victorious. It would be a shame if they were. I'll do as you ask. This time.
I'll get it done.
Cool. Nice. Alright. It went a little bit pear-shaped. They obviously played poorly too in round 1. Like a little bit of pressure, like without like basically getting completely cucked. So you can certainly mulligan one of these. Now, I could mulligan the mercenary, but waylay plus mercenary is very good targets to put back, right? On the bottom.
This world, only 2 things are certain.
Don't you fret about me. Take care of myself.
There's a consideration to go for the
One will not be heard.
Saskia instead, but kind of like this play. Just apply a bit of pressure with the leader instead.
Are people too.
The best feathers are companions. I'll get it done.
I feel like that's where the leader excels, when you're actually just putting a bit of pressure on your opponent early game. I suppose back row was a better play, really. Nah, it's not a buff, no. It's definitely enough. Okay, back row please, ship. Nice.
I trust no one. Never have.
Yeah, but before, you'd rather hit it with 5, right? It's a significant nerf, for sure. Like 5, I think 5 power. It's better dealing with 4, but you already have bombs and stuff like that, you know. But it's definitely a nerf because it's just way more awkward to actually just return it to the deck really easily.
Life's short. Enjoy it.
Maybe a little bit of an overcommit from myself. So I don't actually want to play any of these other cards. I could play a Waylay. Lose a bit of carryover, but... The main thing I was trying to do here is secure a long round, which I've done, without using Saskia. But the problem with my decision making is that I have no leader charges left, which I could have done within a long round, right? And actually steal the Vanadane, which is bad news for us, no doubt about that. I'm in a really bad spot now, right? Like, I just shouldn't have made this last play, I should have passed. Hey Jotum or something, man. This is an expensive card. It's not looking great for us. Could have actually stand the Gourd, honestly, instead of the Sentry. But yeah, letting this get Philippa'd and just losing the round was really poor from me, man. No leader charges and not winning on even is also just poor. To do better! I don't even know if the Gourd is actually very good. Nah, I've actually ditched Alyssa, unfortunately. Like, she's good in these situations, but often you just don't play the Waylays. But my whole game plan's kind of gone to pot with this Vanadane getting cucked. So I'm just going to try and be aggressive. I think I'm just losing this game, unfortunately. I think it's very much over. I've got to try and bleed out like the King of Beggars. So the way I opened was fine, like going Vanadane. Really, I was just supposed to like try and get a pass on 7 there though, like while I was still ahead. That's all I had to do, while using as few leader charges as possible, really. It's not quite escape enter. If they've missed a lot of cards, there's a chance we can do it. But it's certainly unlikely, isn't it? My Gourd's going to be pretty small as well. I can actually renew Gourd. It's kind of interesting. It's not very good though. Yeah, like our Snowdrop sucks now, our renew sucks. The whole deck is basically just done. I'm actually not sure I like the movement package that much. Kinda just feels like it's a little bit shit. Like how often have these sentries been good? Maybe we're just better to just do like what I think is better in most Saskia decks and polarize more. Like rather than play sentries and rather than play, I mean you play the Cat Witches still, but rather than play sentries, play like 4 provision cards. Maybe not.
It'd be a shame if they were to have.
Vanadane is what the renew's for. More Waylays. And he's also insane with Waylays, right? Because if you've got Vanadane on the board, when you play a Waylay, every Waylay you play, you get an extra Delvanada Deadeye. Which is pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm wondering whether the sentries are a bait, man. And they should be good because you play Cat Witches, you play Matrons, but there's no other movement cards in the whole deck, right? You don't want to like use your leader charges and your own stuff. You can sometimes use sentry in the front row as well, so it's probably fine, but not a massive fan of it really. Like, you don't even have to play Cat Witches either because you've got Sabotage, which your Saskia can hit, and okay, you don't want them to hit that ideally. It's not even much worse than a Cat Witcher off Saskia, really. In a lot of situations, it's better. So the big question is, what the hell do I play? Serpent Trap gives them a pass, even though it's quite... Actually, does it? Actually doesn't. Imagine they've got, like, Bank plus another card. That's kind of our win con route. I should have played it in between stuff baiting the other card, right? Whatever it's called. Horn. I'm thinking I might just try and ditch the sentries and the Cat Witches to polarize more. Maybe the Serpent Trap could become something different. Maybe we could go to Heat Wave or Roll the Kree would be nice for this deck probably. Okay. Just go next. This game was probably over after round 1, unfortunately. Sing Goblin, bro. Okay, we're going second, so we want to mulligan this. There's also the Vanadane. You're supposed to keep bad cards in hand to Vanadane them away as well. So we're probably likely to Vanadane round 1. I guess we just ditch the Renew, to be fair. I'm going to be going Saskia, right? I'm not going to be going Vanadane round 1 here. Guys, I think this deck might be popping off. Sunset might not be bad, but it doesn't really have enough synergy for my liking. Yeah, I can share this deck for sure, mate. So that's not bad as an option, you know what I mean? I think like one of these is fine. I wouldn't be completely against playing 2. I'd rather have hit the flipped sentry, mind. Must admit. So I'm making a bomb. What's the job? Kind of hard not to play a card when it does that. We're only playing one of them, so they can be very, very clunky.
I shall not repeat.
Where's my Serpent Trap? Holy shit. Okay, so I'd like to get ahead here. Seeing as I've slammed so many points. My worst case on this is a 4, right? I have 4 tempo, I'm at 8. I need a 5-point player then. This puts me at 8. At 12. I guess this isn't quite enough, right? It is if I find Matron or this. Ah, it's actually fine, yeah. It's enough by 1. As long as I place it here because of Matron. So if I hit Matron, imagine this is a Matron. Go move to the back, bang. Big brain, guys, let's go. Like, this is enough if I played it either way, but if I play it in the back first, which seems weird. But yeah, it was the correct line. Fortunately, both my sentries getting locked is pretty sad, so I'm low on movement. Could front row sentry, gives me an extra ping, damage. D-bomb isn't enough here.
her myself.
The lead is here to help us win round 1 and be aggressive. Obviously it can line stuff up later, which is great, but... It's in save 5, by the way. I didn't even check until just now myself. Looks to be shoot. Yeah, maybe.
Her grace will not be pleased.
Style. That's right. I like fighting with style.
Okay.
I'll get it done.
Unless anyone's got any hooch left.
I was really hoping to pull the flipping matron so I could play my other matron. I've just been sat on it this whole time. My Sasuke is still just ticking for a bunch more points. You can see why I don't really need Abandoned Girl in this deck as well, I think. So Sabotage we need to try and obviously put in Milver back with. So we move this 1, 2. So deal 3 damage to it plus Milver 4. And this buffs by 1. I'm not sure we can actually ever get Milver to stick with this on the board. It's kind of fine as well, right? Okay, this went well, I would say. We have long round, Vanadane, Renew. We hopefully go Vanadane round 2, I suppose, then. Play them, then we can renew, basically, right? So I don't really want the Sentry. Or the Matron, particularly. The Waylay is also a bit of a stinker, but I guess it's actually fine to have bad cards. But yeah, like I'm just missing so many golds. Even though I thin so much, like I've just missed so many golds here, man. Kind of a problem. We certainly have to go Vanadane here.
As you command, Daisy.
So we're gonna put that back, and probably a Cat Witcher goes back as well. Maybe a Saboteur. As Cat Witcher is like the best play to go next. I think we're fine to play the Waylays, but then again, we might never find the Renew, so we could just mulligan these, right? It's quite a realistic option.
Watch close. Humans are scum.
Let's do that for sure.
Pixies even.
Like, we thinned so much. I guess I got clogged a little bit.
A person of trifling import, you say? You'll never get my rhymes out of your heads.
Oh no, guys. That's pretty unfortunate. Maybe I was just supposed to go for the long round, I don't know. It is kind of like a free bleed, right? The fact that it's Calvé. I say free. It's not free. But it is a bleed. Nice Holy Moly. Great name, by the way. Very good.
Just doing my bit. the revolution.
So we move this, we do 3 to it. Oh, does it pass this as well? Yeah, it would. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flipping Milver, man. I think this works because of the century, right? Yeah.
I trust no one. Never have.
Didn't they flipping slam the Calvate? Where are the golds, man?
I'll reduce your pathetic realms to
Okay. It's pretty good news for us. We just get to trade this for another gold. It's actually a really bad play from them.
the common. I care for them.
Waylay plays for 9 points here, which gets me ahead. I think it's worth the trade. Okay. That's also not bad. They lose 6 carryover and I get 6 carryover. I'm insane how badly we drew this game, really. Okay. So sure this is doing much. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, this is just a fucking scuff. We missed the Simlers. Do we need to like add Royal Decree as well?
I could drown.
Is that it? Punching orders for Milver. Broken. Green new Snowdrop. Maybe. In fairness, the Vanadene's still kind of popping off here. Yeah, I think like a little Roll Decree instead of like this or Serpent Trap. Got a lot of provisions we're kind of like not needing that much. Like this Sorceress does feel like a waste still to me. Still not convinced by Alyssa either at all. I think we maybe ditch either Alyssa for like a Roll Decree. So we could go Vanadane. I think it's got to be Vanadane, man.
Gag them. Dwan will not be heard.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
Maybe Snowdrop was the play to find the Simless. Maybe. Vanadane's still a shit ton of points though. Like, make no mistake.
Lady Aelin will be pleased. Aelin has shown us the way.
So I misplayed the positioning on Vanadane. Doesn't cost us much. Easy win! We did it, guys. We popped off. They never have the shoot.
You mistake stars reflected in
Bruh.
night sky.
Could have hit Alyssa, would have had 4 more points. Was that a tie?